So welcome back to the We Are City channel, to our FC 26 career mode. Let's see what's in store today, because we've got a big game to kick things off. It's first versus second. It's us versus Newcastle at the moment. A perfect start to the Premier League season. 9 games and 9 wins, way ahead of the rest. And look at that goals for, 37 goals for. We are smashing the goals at the moment, and Pep Guardiola has created what feels like a bit of a monster. Newcastle away at St James's Park will kick things off with, but what else is in store today? We've got the full month of November to play through. So Newcastle away to kick things off. We'll then play Atletico Madrid away in the UEFA Champions League. A simulation against Everton at home. A game away at the Emirates to Arsenal. A simulation away to Athens in the Champions League. And finishing things off in the month of November with a game at home to Thomas Frank's Tottenham Hotspur. That leaves December a busy, busy month with lots of games. And us looking like we are in a good position in the Premier League. Looking to do better in the Champions League though, because we've started it a bit poorly. Well, kicking things off against Newcastle today, and this is the side we're going to go with. Donnarumma starts and goal. It's Nunez, Captain Diaz, Vardiel, and Reunited City's back 4. Rangers, Rodri, and Phil Foe in the midfield 3 with Semenyo on the right. Semenyo comes in the left. Erling Haaland through the middle of the bench. We've got Marmoush, Doku, Shaqiri, Anderson, Nico, O'Reilly, El Hilali, Kusanov, as well as also our second choice goalkeeper, Bataya. Stones, Lewis, Bob, and Vita Heiss miss out on the squad today. So first versus second, St James's Park, a difficult place to go. Manchester City come here knowing that a win here today would put us firmly favourites in the Premier League title race. We're already far ahead of the rest. We already feel like we're way ahead of the teams in and around us. And a win against second place Newcastle will just confirm that even more. I mean, 10 wins from a possible 10 would put Manchester City in an incredible start to the season. And this might be one of the best teams, squads, that Pep Guardiola has ever built. Ever, really. And that has to say something how dominant this City side are. The treble-winning City side, he's got his Barcelona side, his Bayern Munich side, other City-winning sides, the 4-in-a-row side, the first team to win the Champions League, the side that won every domestic trophy. We intend to try and achieve that today. Out come Newcastle. Anthony Gordon seems to be starting for them, as does Johan Viss and Ante Elanga. It's a pacey front line. Let's see how Newcastle do line up to take on this City side. So this is the Newcastle side for Eddie Howe, captained by Bruno Guimaraes. Nick Pope is still the goalkeeper. It's Livramento, Botman, Thiaw and Mario Jr. the back 4. Tonali, Guimaraes and Will at the midfield 3. Gordon, Visser and Elanga the front 3. Walter Marder, Filamendi, Brozovic on the bench. Guimaraes wide to Elanga once again. Inside, ball comes into the box here. Free header into the hands of Donnarumma. Thrown long and forward by Donnarumma towards Semenyo. Haaland pokes one through to Semenyo, and there's trouble for Newcastle here, because here's Semenyo, and Antoine Semenyo saved. Savinho on the rebound. 1-0 Manchester City. Well, we can play a certain type of football to break teams down, but one thing we've really added this season with this addition of Semenyo on that right side is counter-attacking ability, and he counter-attacks a team so well there. Left foot, right foot, doesn't matter to Semenyo. Couldn't pull it back to Savinho, so he hits it. It's a good save by Nick Pope. But there is Semenyo, given the nod today to start. Get into the box, get into attacking areas. He poked this one past Nick Pope. To go to cross it, didn't do. Back to Nunez, Foden, Rodri. Savinho! Off the post by Savinho, good skill. The Brazilian hits the post. Back onto Savinho. Pulls it back to Semenyo and cleared away by the opposition. Rodri. Foden. Nuri lifts one in. Haaland is free! Haaland makes it 2-0. Wonderful crossing by Nuri. And Erling Haaland doubles Manchester City's lead. 17 goals in 10 appearances. I didn't realise how ridiculous it is at the start of the season for Haaland, but it is. Ball comes in from Nuri after good work from Phil Foden. On a plate for Erling Haaland. Tonali's trying to get back after Botman's lost the bounce of it. It's a thumping header from Erling. And he thumps it into the back of the net. No chance for Nick Pope. 2-0 City. Visser. Good tackle by Diaz again, who's actually having a really good game. Foden forward towards Savinho. Haaland back to Savinho. Good feet by City. Good play. Savinho. Savinho to the far post. Antoine Semenyo. 3-0 Manchester City. Semenyo at the far post. Getting in those attacking areas. Scores his 8th. In 9 Premier League appearances. Exploding now at Manchester City, and Savinho's a great game off that left-hand side. A goal and an assist today. Rodri. Shaqiri, great feet by Shaqiri. Ryan Shiki with an absolutely incredible individual goal to make it 4. He's absolutely class. He's 3rd of the season. He's not someone who's going to get loads of goals. Maybe he will get lots more assists. Cross comes in. Nico heads it away on as far as Livramento. Bruno Guimaraes in towards Johan Visser. And there's your clean sheet gone as usual, 4-1. Cannot keep a clean sheet at the moment, no matter what we do. Shiki. Nico. Anderson. Right to the middle. What a ball to Marmoush, 5-1. What a pass by Elliot Anderson, 5-1. That is the player we've brought in Elliot Anderson. That is what we expect of him. And he's done it there with that pass through to Marmoush. What a find. He sort of bent it round the defender here and wrapped into Marmoush's movement. Brilliant. I mean, White and Ali's tracking the last man. Shirky over the top. What a ball. Semenyo down to Marmoush. 6-1. What a goal. Oh my word, what a goal that is. Wow. That is an unbelievable goal, that. The finish from Marmoush is spectacular. But the ball from Shirky here. Wow. Semenyo nods it into Marmoush's path and he absolutely thumps it in on the volley. Again, it's Tonali marking in the box. Volley by Marmoush is acrobatic, he's heroic. Marmoush with a double, Semenyo scoring, Savinho superstar performance, Shirky off the bench as well. This City side is incredible at the moment, absolutely incredible. And if we can just keep those clean sheets, I don't think there's any stopping us. We'll talk in the press conference about games against fast transitions like Newcastle. And that is where Omar Marmoush really does perform in those transitions, as does Antoine Semenyo. Superstar performance from him. And then talk about Savinho as well. 2 assists and also a goal today for Savinho on that left-hand side. Jeremy Doku has got a bit of a battle on his hands. We didn't expect that. And it's good to see from Savinho performing at that level. So up next is Atleti coming right away in the UEFA Champions League. We know when we go to the Estadio Wanda Metropolitano, they are going to play very defensively. So we're going to go with this 3-4-3 and go very attacking in that sense and see if it does work. Donnarumma starts and goal. It's Kusanov, Stones and Vardy all City's back 3. Savinho, Rodri, Foden, Doku, Marmoush and Shirky, City's sort of midfield 6. With Erling Haaland through the middle, we've got Bob, Semenyo, Anderson, Reinders, Nico, El Hilali, O'Reilly, Diaz and also Bertaya on that City bench. Let's go and get some goals away in Spain. Well, this will be a difficult task for this Manchester City side, taking on Diego Simeone's side. They're going to put 10 men, 11 men behind the ball. They're going to play defensive football, but in the UEFA Champions League, they actually sit ahead of us. In fact, we are in 25th place currently in this league phase on match day 4 or 5. Atleti are in 14th, so they're actually nearly 10 places ahead of us, more than 10 places ahead of this Manchester City side, which is a worry. We haven't been good in the UEFA Champions League. We've got too many draws so far, and I think that's why we've gone even more attacking than usual. And the intention of trying to really take the game to Atleti, get those attacking players in there. We know Marmoush has got a goal in him. We know Savinho's been playing well as well. You can see there at the table. So we're only, oh actually it's the other way around. City in 14th, Atleti in 25th. They've only got 3 points. It showed it the other way around last time. That's why I was confused. Their side looks really strong, by the way. No Julian Alvarez, I think, has been sold. Alex Baena is in there. They've got a new striker up top, who perhaps is the new Radamel Falcao, Fernando Torres, another one of these superstar strikers that Atleti have discovered. So let's start with this formation, captained by Rodrigo de Paul, Almada on the bench, Griezmann on the bench, and it is Oblak in goal, back 4 of Llorente, Lenormand, Hanko in there, de Paul and Simeone in the wide areas, Barrios and de Paul in the midfield. It's Sorloth and Mosquera. The number 33 is the new youngster that seems to be the new superstar striker Simeone is starting to build. Barrios in the midfield, he's a top player. Feet from the Brazilian Savinho against Javi Galan here. Celta Vigo man. Space for Rodri. They stood off Rodri here. Save by the keeper. Foden attacks it. Away by Barrios. Stood off a little bit there. Stones. That is really poor defending. Sorloth for the chance here. Kusanov tries to stop him. Donnarumma makes a massive save. De Paul. Sorloth. Mosquera. The new man. He's quick. He looks like the young striker. Barrios. Great feet. He sets up Marcus Llorente. And Atleti have the lead. Well, we don't keep clean sheets, that's for certain. But we defend so poorly there. And Marcus Llorente gives them the lead. We can't see it on the replay because it's this silly glitch they've got in the game. And that's been an issue. Straight through our midfield they go again, Sorloth. Kusanov not strong enough. Backwards. Oh, giving away to Haaland by Lenore, man. That's a big mistake. And here's Erling Haaland. They're chasing him. And Erling Haaland is saved by Jan Black. Nearly punished them there. Nearly. Probably should have done Rodri in. John Stones attacks it. Thumping header. And it's kept out by Jan Black. Barrios. Nicely done by the opposition. Soloff. Oh, Stones has lost it. It's Mosquera. It's a big save by Gianluigi Donnarumma. He's past John Stones with ease. And Mosquera. And he shouldn't have passed it. And here's Krisanov. And here's Baena. And Alex Baena slams it in the near post for 2-0. Well, we're talking about upping the difficulty. We're getting smashed in the Champions League here by Atleti. In the Champions League, we really do struggle. In the Premier League, we're smashing it. But in Europe, we're not there. We really aren't there, and we're not there again now. Here's Marmouche. Good play. Reina's in towards Doku here against Llorente. Doku. What a pass to Haaland here! 2-1. What a ball by Jeremy Doku. Get that ball. It's 2-1. Back in it. What a ball by Doku that is. What a ball by Jeremy Doku. Doesn't have to always beat his man for pace. Does him here. The pass is brilliant. Look at that pass for Haaland. Just guides it past the goalkeeper. Fantastic ball by Doku. 2-1. City are back in this. Good turn by the winger. Doku's having to play fullback here. He's done really well, Doku. And he's played Marmouche, who lets it run away from Barrios. Haaland, Marmouche. Sprints away, Marmouche. Brilliant from Marmouche. Omar Marmouche pokes it. Semenyo on the rebound, puts it wide. Rodri. One in the pocket here. Nice play, Rangers. What a ball over top to Doku here. Doku into the box towards Marmouche. It's a poor pass by Jeremy Doku. Oh, Black's made a big mistake. And Omar Marmouche saved by Oblak. Haaland on the rebound. 2-2. What is that mistake by Jan Oblak? And a double for Haaland in Madrid. What is Jan Oblak thinking? What is Jan Oblak doing? Saved by Oblak and Haaland on the rebound. 2-2. And we come back into this from hardly anything. Fantastic from Erling Haaland. Soloff. Big Paul. Soloff. Pulls off Rodri. Plays the Paul! Rodrigo de Paul makes it 3-2. What are we doing? Stronger than him as well. Semenyo. Marmouche. Reinders. Oh, my Marmouche hits one. Marmouche again blocked away again by Atleti. Giving it straight to Anderson. Pulisic. That is full time. Another shocker in the Champions League by City, which makes automatic qualification look very, very difficult now, I think. And a defeat to Atletico Madrid. In Europe, we're really struggling. In the Premier League, we're running away with it. I just don't get the start difference between the two teams. That was a shocker again from City, it really was. Well, we got back to winning ways in the Premier League, but not convincingly after that defeat to Atletico Madrid. We come up against 20th place, bottom of the league table, Everton. Goals from Tajani Reiners, Elliot Anderson, and then it was a 88th minute winner from Rodri, gets us all 3 points. City are starting to hit maybe their rough patch of the season. We'll be wondering who Man United will take on to be their new manager. Man United have decided on Unai Emery. He moves from Aston Villa to Manchester United. He's the new Manchester United manager. He's the man to take over the United project, which is a very interesting update, isn't it? A very interesting appointment. We were looking at maybe Unai Emery to take over from Pep Guardiola in the future, with Pep Guardiola's contract up at the end of the season. But Unai Emery's jumped the gun. He wants another big club. He moves from Villa to Manchester United. He replaces Ruben Amorim. It'd be very interesting to come up against his Villa side now, whoever takes over there. But what a big move that is for Unai Emery to Manchester United. He didn't work out at Arsenal. Now's his chance to make his impact again on a big side in the Premier League. And Manchester United, a side that have been pretty poor season upon season. Well, it's been a bit of an international break, but he's back into the Premier League action now after that game against Everton. 11 games to Manchester City, 11 wins. Top of that table on 33 points with a goal difference that looks crazy. 46 goals scored. 31 goals, goal difference. I mean, look at it compared to the rest of the teams around the world. Football is incredible. We start now with a game against Arsenal. 4th place Arsenal, trying to fight for the Premier League title at the moment. No one looks anywhere near the City side. We've got Arsenal at home, and then we've got Spurs away in the Premier League. And Spurs not having a great season on Thomas Frank either in 7th place. Unai Emery is now Manchester United just above his former side on 16 points in 9th place. And I'm down at the bottom of the table at this stage of the season. Everton, Ipswich and Sunderland. Birmingham City could also get pulled into that relegation battle alongside Palace, Southampton, maybe even Burnley as well. So we'll see how things go, but Arsenal next, away to the Emirates. Difficult game, City. It's worth noting for Arsenal as well that they've sacked Mikel Arteta in this series. Arteta is gone, and he's replaced by, I think, the first ever female manager in the Premier League. Her name is Kira Berami. I think she is actually some sort of regen, pre-gen, whatever you want to call it. He's not a real manager in real life, I don't think so. But she's at the helm of the Emirates. And interestingly enough, first female manager ever in the Premier League. I mean, that is very progressive by EA Sports and the Premier League and Arsenal to do that. I mean, sacking Mikel Arteta is a big decision. This side for Arsenal today, Donnarumma starts and goal. It's Kusanov, captain Diaz, Vardiol and O'Reilly City's back 4. He has to start this one, so he does start it. Elliot Anderson is in that midfield alongside Rodri and Phil Foden. It's Semenyo on the right, Doc on the left, and Erling Haaland in the middle. On the bench, we've got Marmoush, Savinho, Shaqiri, Reinders, Nico White-Nuri, Nunes, El Hilali, as well as, of course, Bertaya. No Stones, no Ice, no Lewis, no Bob today. So Emirates Stadium, the fans arrived to face off against Manchester City. Arsenal, like I said, change of manager, change of direction for the club. Interesting to see how it does work out for them. Pep Guardiola, I think he's confident going into this one, knowing we are the most in form and the only undefeated side in the Premier League. We've scored the most goals compared to anyone else. We're not far off in terms of the least goals conceded. City at the Emirates, I mean, the change of tactics for them means perhaps we don't have to be so defensive today, but Kusanov's in it right back because I do trust him a bit more defensively than Nunes or Omar El Hilali. Out the two sides, captained by Ruben Diaz and Martin Odegaard. City versus Arsenal. Let's see how they do line up today. Is there a change of formation? Is there a change of style for this Arsenal side who, without Mikel Arteta, don't have the man who's created that real winning sort of mentality amongst the team, despite actually never winning anything? So this is the Arsenal start 11. They start a 4-3-3, similar to us. It is David Raya in goal, a back 4 of Carvajal, Saliba, Mosquera and Nuno Mensch. Good signings. Odegaard in the holding role with Rice and Merino in front. Saka, Gyökeres, Martinelli front 3. Eze, Jesus, Trossard, Havertz on the bench. Odegaard, blocked by Diaz, back to Donnarumma. And away by the Italian. Foden flicks it onto Semenyo. First time into Haaland here. And back in behind to Semenyo. And here's Antoine Semenyo against Nuno Mensch. And Kusanov keeps the overlapping run going. Not a bad cross across the near post to Erling Haaland. Doku on the rebound. 1-0 Manchester City. Well, Kusanov there, bombing forward from fullback, actually puts a really nice cross across the box to Erling Haaland. He can't finish his chance, but there is Jeremy Doku to do so anyway. 1-0 Manchester City at the Emirates. It's a great pass to Foden. And a ball in behind to Semenyo. And there's trouble here for the opposition. Semenyo against Nuno Mensch, holds him off. Back out to Rodri. Doku. Jeremy Doku, saved by Raya. Haaland can't put it in the back of the net. Taken down by Foden. But Arsenal in a bit of trouble here. Anderson. O'Reilly can't make a challenge on Gyökeres. Back in behind by Saka. Gyökeres again against Diaz. Saka. Rice. What a touch by Rice that is. Fantastic feat by Declan Rice. Save by the big man Donnarumma. Big save by Gianluigi Donnarumma there. Cross him. Merino! Just wide of the post by Mikel Merino. Good chance, nearly. Oh, Diaz, what a mistake. Off the post by Gyökeres. I thought I was accepting the goal there. Saka. Across the far post, Donnarumma catched it. Half time we lead by 1-0, but Arsenal have had their chances and Manchester City at times. We have rode our luck defensively. Arsenal should have at least one goal themselves. Back to Vardiol. Rodri. Kusanov. Semenyo. Nice touch and take. Semenyo. It's Nuno Mensch. Semenyo, he's done him. Brilliant by Semenyo. Lifts it in. Howell across the near post. 2-0 Manchester City. Antoine Semenyo is a superstar. And Haaland gets goal number 18 of the season in 12 games. He could really, really break that Premier League record. He really could. That is class. I stood there and watched him. Said, come on, come at me. Rice. What a tackle by Anderson. Brilliant by City's midfielder. Semenyo over top to Doku. What a ball. Doku for City. Doku pokes it. Saved by Raya. What a chance that was. What a ball by Semenyo again. City playing a little bit on the transition here. Nico. Ball wide to Marmoush, and there's trouble for the opposition here. Here's Omar Marmoush. Marmoush is a striker of his own, and he likes to get goals himself to make it 3. An assist for Nico, a goal for Marmoush off the bench. 3-0 Manchester City, game over. Arsenal torn apart the Emirates, and what is the difference between UEFA Champions League and the Premier League? Because in the UEFA Champions League we're rubbish, and the Premier League we're fantastic. It makes no sense. Oh, he's been terrible since he's come on shaky again here today. Merino. Oh, ball through. Martin Odegaard! Good save by Donnarumma, who wants that clean sheet. O'Reilly. Oh, ball through towards the Rangers. And Rangers onto Haaland here. And Haaland against Mosquera, and a big save by David Raya. These Rangers. Back into Shirky. Trouble for Arsenal. Shirky. Through the gap. Shirky. Oh, he's fallen to Haaland here. Erling Haaland. 4-0 City. Game over at the Emirates. And we are going to be undefeated in the first 12 games. 12 games this season. 12 wins. We've got a simulation before the next Premier League game. The next Premier League game is a task, which is going to be the most difficult one because it's against our bogey side, Tottenham Hotspur. But a 4-0 at the Emirates. Arsenal, you're not in this title race. We thought you might be. You're not. I don't think anyone is in this title race for Manchester City because this is, at the moment, statistically, the greatest side Pep Guardiola has ever built in a Premier League season. Well, big credit for Elliot Anderson. Asked to play today at the Emirates. He plays the Emirates. 24 dribbles completed. Passing was brilliant. What a performance by our new midfielder. And a big game, he steps up, and then big question. Show-stopping performance today from Kusanov. Most number of successful tackles. This man is incredible when playing at full-back. Well, a ridiculously good performance once again from us in another game where we score big goals. And to come back into title rival Arsenal and pretty much blow them out the water to the Emirates was absolutely fantastic. The ratings are very high. Highest rating in the midfield goes to really Anderson, who had a really good game. I thought it was so good, actually. It does sort of change from our analysis best 11 ratings as well on that far side. But the main one is man of the match, and it has to be Aboukadir Kusanov. Locked down that right-hand side was incredible. And I am thinking now, long term, maybe Kusanov is a right back and not a centre back. Because he's just so good there. I don't think anyone is better in those performance levels. He's doing it time and time again. Big rating, big performance. Credit to Kusanov. Well, things aren't going well in the UEFA Champions League. We currently sit in 17th place on just 5 points from 4 games. Way off the automatic qualification area. We've got Athens up next, and the game will simulate away from home. And hope the side do the business. Get 3 points. It'll get us on 8 points, which might get us around Bayern and teams, but we've got to start picking up the points in the UEFA Champions League now. We've been really poor, haven't we? Well, away in Athens, Manchester City pick a 2-1 win up. It's a goal from Ryan Shirky in the 63rd minute, gets us all 3 points. We had a rotated side in there. The likes of John Stones was in there. He gets a 9.7 rating. Marmoush with an 8.1. Shirky off the bench to impress as well. And at least we've got 3 points in Champions League now before we go into the final game of the episode. And a bit of transfer news going into towards January. Jamai Simpson-Pouze is going to join Premier League side Sunderland on a 6-month loan till the end of the season once the window opens. Just the time, we're going to go to Tottenham Hotspur. Donnarumma starts and goal. It's El Hilali, captain Diaz, Vardy on right, Nuri City's back 4. We're going to go Rodri, Foden, and Rangers in the midfield 3. Semenyo on the right, Doc on the left. And Erling Haaland for the middle of the bench. You've got Marmoush, Savinho, Shirky, Anderson, Nico, O'Reilly, Kusanov, Nunes, and Bataya. No Stones, no Heiss, no Lewis, no Oscar Bob. Those 3, especially Stones, by the way, and Bob, have really poor stamina. So, final game of the episode, Manchester City take on Tottenham Hotspur, a Spurs side that have been not so good this season, or not at the top level anyway. They finished 8th, I think, last year, and 9th, and they're currently in 8th position once again. Thomas Frank have certainly got a big game, a big sort of project on his hands that he's working towards. I mean, it took him many years to get Brentford to where they were. He's going to take the same maybe with his Spurs side. They are but City's bogey side, and we're currently not only undefeated but unbeaten and won every single game in the Premier League so far. But this is a big test in the episode against Spurs. They come here in a yellow kit, looking to make Manchester City very disappointed, and looking to try and make City lose their 14th game of the season. Let's see how Thomas Frank does line up with his Spurs side. So Spurs go with their team like this. They start with Vicario in goal, a back 4 of Spence, Romero, Danzo and Herskov. It is Marcel Arif, Sa and Madison in midfield 3, Solanke, Mikey Moore and Kudus a front 3. A couple of unknown players in that Spurs side. Doku away from Jed Spence. Doku, great feet by Doku. Foden, Haaland, Semenyo, Go back in towards El Hilali. Onto Erling Haaland. 1-0 Manchester City. That is a really well-crafted goal. It has to be said. Finds Erling Haaland, who thumps it in the top of the net. Past Vicario. Semenyo just works it behind. You won't see the replay. Onto El Hilali. Aitnuri, big challenge by Ryan Aitnuri. Referee says play on. Ruiz to the chance here. Diaz good defending. Still gives it him back. It's a free kick Spurs. I don't know what for. A chance of Madison who can score from here. Over the wall by Madison and tipped over the bar by Gianluigi Donnarumma. Corner ball. Madrid will flick that one back onto Aitnuri. Doku. Foden. Through to Doku. What a ball. Doku is in. Jeremy Doku. 2-0 Manchester City. An assist for Phil Foden. And a fantastic finish by Jeremy Doku. Bends it into that top corner brilliantly. Back of the net. Look at this. Ball through by Foden. Doku's there. Just cuts it inside. Across Vicario. 2-0. And City are just in the Premier League. No team is anywhere near us. That's where the midfield needs to help us out a little bit. Ruiz. Aitnuri, what an interception. Foden. Oh, Foden brilliant. And Foden wide to Doku. And there's all sorts of trouble for Spurs again here. Doku. Haaland. Oh, and Danzel reads it. He's been actually Spurs' best player today. Foden. Onto Doku here. Trouble against Jens Spence. Doku past him. Doku hits one. Falls to Haaland still. And Danzo. Really good defending again by Kevin Danzo. Solanke. Ball behind to Madison. Well read by Vardiol. LLA back to Vardiol. Back towards Donnarumma. Pings it forward. Oh, what a ball by Donnarumma. That's absolutely incredible. Semenyo. Erling Haaland for 3. What a ball by Donnarumma. That is Edison-esque from Donnarumma. Haaland gets 21 for the season. Another assist for Antoine Semenyo off that right-hand side. But that is Edison-esque passing by Donnarumma. Wow. Nico. Anderson. Wide to Marmoush, who's found space. Marmoush. Oh, Marmoush drives. Oh, Marmoush makes it 4. He always scores. Off the bench, doesn't matter. 6 in the Premier League this season, 9 appearances. I think an assist for Elliot Anderson, perhaps. Just plays it through to Marmoush. Putting on to Erling Haaland. He goes to goal himself. I mean, what a finish. That is full time. We end the episode with a massive 4-0 win over Spurs. Absolutely dominated them. Absolutely destroyed them. Like we do to every team in the Premier League at the moment. No one can get anywhere near us. And that shows the quality we are. However, I want to make sure we take that form into the UEFA Champions League. Because that's a competition we want to do better in this season. But in the Premier League, you're absolutely unstoppable. Erling Haaland, 21 goals already. We're not even at the halfway point of the season. He's surely breaking that goal record. I cannot believe how impressive we have been. Please like that if you haven't already. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. And please consider joining the We Are City Members Club to see these videos extended and early. And also exclusive content on there as well. We'll see you guys next time.